Italian zucchini. It's a nice rainy day. This is good eaten by itself or to have with cookouts. It's really good actually in the summertime for a cookout to have a hot item. Here's pretty much the ingredients we're going to need for that. You're going to need about a pound of hot Italian sausage or sweet sausage, your preference. We're going to use about 2 teaspoons of oregano, 1 teaspoon of basil, another teaspoon of black pepper. We're going to have some mushrooms, 3 or 4 sliced mushrooms, fresh Parmesan cheese as a topping afterward, 1 medium onion sliced up, 1 green pepper sliced up, and probably 5 or 6 zucchini depending on their size, sliced in about 1/2-inch slices, so they're all pretty even. And here we have 3 or 4 cloves of garlic depending on their size, minced up using a garlic press. So that's basically what we're going to do with the hot sausage is we're going to slice it about 1/2-inch or inch pieces to cook up first, or depending on whether it's a woman cutting that into a 1/2-inch slice or a guy cutting that into a 4-inch slice, depending on whose measurements you want to use. We're going to slice this up. On the stove right now I have a pan going. It has 3 or 4 tablespoons of olive oil in it. To get it good and hot, throw this in, and then we're just going to take this and slide it right into that pan and brown up the sausage. Once that gets browned up, we'll add some pepper and onion into the mix. Okay, now the sausage is all browned and ready to go, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the pepper and onion, throw those right in. Stir those up until those are cooked a little bit. The other 2 ingredients that I forgot to mention to you, because I had them off to the side here by the pan, is we're going to use 1 can of diced tomato and 1 can of crushed tomato. To determine how much of that you're going to use depends on how much zucchini is in here, because all we want to do is bring that up close to covering the zucchini once it gets in. Now, there's many times during the year that I try to kid myself and say, well, I'm going to lose some weight. So when I do that, I skip the sausage, because this makes an excellent low-calorie side dish or even meal. When you omit the sausage from this, it's almost calorie-free with everything that you're using in here. The tomatoes low, the vegetables are low, and you can make a nice meal. Now I know you're saying to yourself, well, why would you want to go on a diet? Well, I know the camera adds anywhere between 10 and 150 pounds, but sometimes I still think I should lose a little bit of weight. But right now, as you can see, we're not worried about that. We got meat. And these are almost ready to roll. I'm just going to give those sausage, the onion and pepper a second. And when those are almost done, we're going to drop those mushrooms in. The mushrooms, of course, will not take quite as long. While those are cooking in there, we're now going to add that garlic as well. Give that garlic a chance to cook up a little in that oil. And you don't have to cook this sausage completely through, because it is going to have to cook. It'll cook more as the tomato is mixing in and boiling as we're waiting it for cook. It'll take about an hour, and that'll add the time that it needs to finish that sausage all the way through. So everything's just about where we want it. The onions are cooked. You can smell that garlic is mixing in there, cooked. So now we're going to dump in the zucchini. Get the zucchini in there. Once that zucchini's in, we're covering it with the tomatoes. A little bit of water just to get the rest of those tomatoes out of the can. We're adding the oregano, basil, black pepper. And then we're going to add probably about a teaspoon of salt. Stir that up. Now this zucchini will add its own moisture as it cooks. So it looks like you don't have enough fluid in there. But once that zucchini cooks and the water comes out of that, it'll cook more. Okay, and then if you want to knock it up just a little bit, make it a little bit spicier, we're going to add a little bit of crushed red. Not too much, just a little bit in there to give it some flavor. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add some cayenne pepper. Just kidding. Or, as we can pronounce it, cayenne pepper. Just sprinkle a little bit of that in there, stir it in, put a lid on it, keep an eye on it. Once it starts coming to a boil, we can turn the heat down a little bit, and then all you're going to do is watch the zucchini. When the zucchini becomes translucent, it's time to turn it off. Then it's all ready, and you can serve it later, reheat it, however you want to do it. If you've cooked this in advance, you're just going to reheat it when you're ready to serve. Come on back. Oh, here we are. We have the zucchini piping hot, ready to go for game day. We have our little bit of fresh Parmesan cheese that we've shredded. We're just going to put over the top of that, and that'll melt right on there nicely. We're ready to go. We have our production staff's $5 glass of wine that they prefer to go with this. But what we're going to get, well, damn no. We got our beer of the day, $1 compared to their choice of wine, $5 to go with our zucchini, because it's game day and they're all big games.